Good morning, everyone. This is Bill Keegan, Town Manager in Foxboro, with your latest COVID-19 updates. And let's take a look at the numbers this morning. Bear with me one second. Just everything's updating for me. Running a little bit behind this morning. I've had a couple other important meetings to work through this morning. So here we are. So right now, as we all have been noticing, the surge numbers are up, of course. In Foxboro, we've had a total of 65 cases since March 15th. Total recovered have been 42, and right now we're tracking 19 active cases. We've lost three to contacts in terms of follow-up, so that accounts for the full 65 total. There are 341 cases that have tested negative since the beginning. 2 are currently hospitalized, and we had one death associated with the COVID-19 impact. And so let's take a look at what's happening on the statewide level. Right now there are 46,023 cases. And this was as of 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. 2,360 fatalities as a result of the outbreak. Which accounts for about a 5.1% the fatality rate at this point in time. In terms of the Norfolk County, there are currently 4,541 cases. 335 cases have resulted in death associated with the COVID-19 impact. So looking at the largest impact of the state is still in Middlesex County at 10,724 cases, and Boston is right behind at 9,739 cases. Let's take a look at what's happening with in terms of the updates, what's happening on that level. Again, bear with me for 1 second. Here is the latest information on that front. On Wednesday, the Baker administration announced expansion of the access to the high-speed internet throughout Massachusetts. Massachusetts Broadband Institute at MassTech KCST and local internet services providers will offer communities new Wi-Fi hotspots, building off the Commonwealth's Mass Broadband 123 fiber optic network. These Wi-Fi hotspots will provide unserved communities with a temporary 250 megabyte per second wireless hotspot, allowing increased broadband access for residents, families, and students impacted by COVID-19. The program will be offered free of charge monthly to eligible communities until September 1st, 2020. Citizens who use these hotspots must continue to follow social distancing protocols in the towns, and ISPs will post clear signs with the DPH guidelines. Mass Broadband is providing support to local ISPs as needed, and is tracking these hotspots as they come online, and posting them here will be at broadband.masstech.org/Wi-Fi. Again, that's broadband.masstech.org/Wi-Fi. Governor reminded residents while hospitals are preparing for COVID-19, they're also prepared to handle other urgent healthcare needs. If someone feels they have symptoms of COVID-19, they should contact their healthcare provider first. And if you are in need of medical attention, please call your doctor and schedule an appointment if necessary. In the event of emergency, call 911. And HESCO's Meals on Wheels program continues to deliver daily hot meals Monday through Friday. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, HESCO is delivering frozen snacks to all Meals on Wheels customers. These snacks include grilled cheese sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, and more. These additional food items are intended to address food insecurity issues and helps consumers plan if there are future disruptions in services. Please direct all new referrals for this program to the Information and Referral Department at HESCO Services, Inc. And so, again, this is just a reminder, and this is from the MRC email. As indicated, there are 42,944 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the Commonwealth, with 3,079 new cases as of yesterday. 2,360 deaths associated with those cases, and that was as 4 o'clock as of yesterday. It's important to note that today's new case numbers are significantly higher than other numbers reported this week, but testing numbers also jumped rather dramatically, as over 14,000 new tests were conducted yesterday. Positive test rate was 21%, the lowest of any daily rate this week. Let's be clear about that. The positive test rate was 21%, or the lowest of any daily rate this week. That's actually good news. The Department of Public Health has updated its daily reporting dashboard to include more detailed information on hospitalizations, demographic data, and county-by-county breakdowns. As of this week, around less than 0.6% of individuals are infected in Massachusetts statewide, which again is another good indicator. On the healthcare front, personal protective equipment continues to be distributed across the Commonwealth. Hospital bed capacity is at 18,300 ICU and non-ICU beds. As of April 23rd, 57% of the beds are available statewide. And also there is mobile testing at long-term care facilities. The state's National Guard Mobile Testing Initiative continues with the Department of Public Health, reporting that 341 facilities resulted in 11,796 tests throughout yesterday. Contact tracing continues to be a central feature of the Commonwealth's long-term plans to combat the spread of COVID-19. For more information statewide contact tracing efforts or to apply to work as a contact tracer, please visit the mass.gov contact tracing page for more information on how you might be able to participate in that program. Under the Housing and Unemployment and Worker Assistance Program, the administration has requested $1.2 billion in federal unemployment funding in advance to cover costs that will be incurred operating the unemployment insurance system in May and in June. The scope and timeline of the pandemic's impact on the labor market are still taking shape, and they will provide, and we will get an update on more detail on state and federal actions as they become available. Pandemic unemployment assistance online applications are open for self-employed, 1099 and gig economy workers who are not normally eligible for unemployment benefits at mass.gov/DUA. And then regular unemployment benefits continue to operate 7 days a week, supported by 850-person call center and near daily virtual town halls, which have been attended by over 175,000 individuals. And let me see, I think there are. Those are the ones the ones that I haven't reported up until now, and the rest are all things that have already been reported out. So there's not a lot of new information to report beyond that in this regard. There are other local updates that I wanted to provide for you, and that is for in Foxboro this weekend. If folks have been asking about the status of doing yard work, if the compost facility is open, and it actually is open, and if people are doing yard work, they can utilize the facility. The library has posted a bunch of electronic resources on their Facebook page to help kids with schoolwork. And Monday night at 7 p.m., the Orpheum is hosting an online Disney Pixar trivia event, which would be great for families if you're interested in that. And Eden Foxboro promotion will draw its next winners on Monday. There'll be two $50 gift cards to each one. And if you look at the update, you can check out the updated list of open restaurants that is on the Uptown Happenings and Rec Facebook pages that are currently listing those restaurants that are still serving takeout, and if you can support them, we certainly would like to see you do that. Just a couple other things. The reason I was running late this morning was that I was working on a budget discussion meeting to see, how we can actually continue to plan for next year's budget. We've got a couple ideas that we've been working on, which seem to be somewhat supportive by everyone that was talking at the table this morning. I'm going to be presenting that information to the Board of Selectmen on Tuesday night next week, and also to the advisory committee. And we are going to slow spending on some of the capital plans, and also look at how we can maybe delay funding on certain other things to try and get us through this situation, at least on a temporary basis. We do anticipate there'll be some reductions in state aid and also in local revenues, and as a result, we're trying to hedge against those actions. I'm not sure how many other committees are doing that at this point, but we're taking those actions to be fully protective of where we are operationally, to try and address that. And we'll also have a further opportunity to address that our situation if it continues to evolve at a fall town meeting later on this year, probably October, November. We do anticipate having the town meeting on June 15th. It's still planned to be happening that day. There may be some reductions in the number of, so there may be legislation coming forward that actually addresses the number of quorum for town meetings. That legislation is pending before the legislature, as I understand it right now. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out of that. But having said that, we're doing whatever we can to sort of protect the town's interests the best we can. We're planning for it. We're taking steps to try and reduce the budget as well, and to take appropriate measures to protect the community as a whole. And then finally, obviously we are at a point now where we're heading into another weekend. Hope if anybody was watching the draft last night, it looks like the Patriots bought out of the first round, and they're going to have several picks on the next second and third rounds. Today there may be more trades coming about as a result of the fact that they now have 13 picks in the draft. So I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in seeing how that goes. Just sort of take away from all the COVID-19 things, just to some more local information that's important to all of us here. And we'll see what the new team looks like as it starts to take shape following today's and tomorrow's, the next few days action, with respect to the various rounds that still need to be made for selections. So those are the latest things happening in and around Foxboro. And I will be back again tomorrow morning with an update on new numbers. It's good to see that the numbers were down to about 19 active cases at this time. That's a pretty low number in comparison. If anybody has anything they want to ask or add to the discussion today, feel free to do so. Today or anytime going forward, feel free to do so by sending me an email at wkeegan@foxboroma.gov, wkeegan@foxboroma.gov. And I hope you have a great weekend. It's supposed to be good weather tomorrow, not so great today, but hopefully you can enjoy it tomorrow. Hope everybody stays safe and has a good weekend. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Until then, take care now.